Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different than we normally talk about. It's not going to be tactics or strategies, but it's equally as important. And it's a huge lesson that I learned along the way through my entrepreneurial journey. And we're going to be talking about one specific thing, maybe two specific things, that almost ruined my business. And this is very, very important. If this hadn't been addressed, I probably would not be where I am today. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk all about it. All right, so let's start off with a little bit of backstory on how I got to this one or two things that was really messing me up and almost, like I said, destroyed my business. So back when I was 15, I had back surgery and I had two metal rods put in my spine. And I'll just show you my scar here. You can probably see that. I've got metal rods from here to here. So I was doing construction afterwards, and maybe that wasn't the best job for me, but at least it kept me on my feet, kept me moving. I was pretty in shape at the time because I was carrying doors up and down stairs, all that kind of stuff. Turns out I hated doing construction and working long hours, all that kind of stuff, and I didn't actually want to do that for the rest of my life, which is kind of unfortunate because I had gone to college to get a construction management degree, right? So, whatever, didn't need that anyway. So long story short, a buddy of mine introduced me to internet marketing and was like, hey man, you don't have to work a full-time job to make an income. You can have a ton of freedom and do whatever you want. And that was the one thing that I really, really hated about the construction thing, was the lack of freedom. I had a set schedule, all that kind of stuff, right? So he was like, you can get into internet marketing and basically send emails and make money, and you can work whenever you want. It's like the ultimate job for freedom, or whatever. It's not even like a job. I was like, this sounds amazing. And so I ended up quitting my construction job, getting into internet marketing. And like I said, the number one reason that I got into internet marketing was for the freedom. But after a year or two of really busting my ass to make this thing work, spending long hours at a computer, which totally paid off, by the way. Starting a business obviously takes some time up front. You have to be willing to put that commitment in, all that kind of stuff. But what I found was this really took a pretty big toll on me. And originally I got into this for the freedom, but at the time I got pretty out of shape because I was literally sitting at a computer just drinking beers a bunch, I guess. I don't know. I got pretty out of shape, which ultimately led to a lot of back pain. And like I said, I do have two metal rods in my spine. And, I was sitting there one day, I was like, what good is this freedom that I have my business started taking off at that point. And I was like, what good is all this freedom I have if I can't actually enjoy it? I wasn't even able to do the things I loved, like snowboarding. Hiking would kill me. I'd be like, oh, I got to stop. And I just had, bad pain in my back, shooting down my legs, all that kind of stuff. So fast forward to a mastermind that I was at, and I met this guy, Glenn. And I actually have Glenn on this call today. He's going to be talking a little bit about what he did to help me out here. But we were sitting down, and this other guy running the mastermind, Tanner, was also, he had some mobility issues or whatever. And his doctor was like, hey, you'll never be able to squat again, or something along those lines. Like you basically can't exercise, your back's messed up, right? And Tanner had been working with Glenn, brought him in. Glenn was talking a little bit about what he did. And I was like, man, I should probably talk to this guy. And yeah, so like long story short, I started working with Glenn, talking with him every single week. He's like, hey man, like, no wonder you're in pain. First off, you're a little overweight. And I was like, hey, buddy. But no, he's like, dude, you're overweight. First off, you gotta, shed some of that fat. So he helped me get my ass back into shape. But ultimately, there were a lot of imbalances. And I'm gonna let Glenn talk about that because he knows a lot more. But basically, from me just like sitting hunched over at a computer all day. I'm actually at a standing desk now. I don't even sit. I have a chair, but it's somewhere over here. But long story short, me sitting, hunching over was putting stress on specific muscles, and I couldn't tell you what was going on. But Glenn was like, dude, grab this broomstick, put it over your head and squat. So essentially I'm like this. I'm like, okay. I did a squat, and he's like, oh, dude, you're all messed up. Here's how we fix it. Gave me a few things to do. And literally a couple weeks later, I didn't have any more pain from like sitting like this. I was able to correct all of that. And, over the course of the next couple months, really gain my life back, which I thought was a really awesome thing. And if it wasn't for, working with Glenn and him being like, dude, what are you doing? I was extremely unmotivated. I didn't like sitting at the desk, anything like that. It was honestly painful for me to sit at the computer and even work. So I just wasn't really doing it. And so he actually helped me get that, get back to where I was like, okay, I can actually do this. This is good. And also get back to enjoying my life in general, which made it so I felt like I could actually work. So I want to bring Glenn on, talk a little bit about kind of what you do. And yeah, hopefully that was a decent intro.
Dude, it's an amazing intro. Thank you for having me. And man, it's crazy going back down memory lane. I'm so proud of you and the changes you've made in your life and how far you've come, because you do active stuff all of the time now. That's all you do is active stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we live in the mountains. That's why we live
Yeah,
up here. So
you're literally one of the most active people I know now. So yeah, it's amazing that you got your freedom back.
for sure. So I mean, so like, tell us a little bit about what you do, all that kind of stuff. And because I mean, I kind of, I know you have people hold brooms over their heads and squat, but
So I own a company called Reset You. And what we do is we reset you. And so basically, most people in America, the stat is 74% of Americans are overweight or obese. So there's 25%, depending on like what you look at, of Americans that are actually healthy. The rest of them are unhealthy. And then it's 64 to 77% experience chronic pain. So almost the exact same correlation from people that are overweight and people that are in pain. There's 1/4 of Americans who are basically living it up, that are in shape and don't have pain all the time. Most people do. If you guys are listening, there's a good chance you probably have both of those problems. And most people blame their age or inactivity. Those two aren't the root causes. It's basically just years of compound damage to your body. So the first one, pain, if you think about it, we're supposed to be hunter-gatherers. No one is born with pain. There's not a lot of 5-year-olds walking around with pain unless they have some sort of birth defect or they got in an auto accident, like for very, very, very like small chances that 5-year-old has pain, right? But what they do is we put them in shoes that take away a lot of their movement patterns in their feet. We put them in chairs from a young age. You're in kindergarten, you're in a chair, and you start to just form your body into the chair. Like you were talking about with the desk job, you didn't have a lot of pain doing construction, but it was saving you because it's more of a hunter-gatherer type job. But the chair tilts your hips in a different area, turns off muscles, and a lot of people experience lower back pain, upper back pain, and neck pain from just sitting at the desk because it starts to curl you into almost like a C or a crescent moon. If you've ever seen somebody who's elderly, they just kind of start to form themselves into a walking crescent moon and they're just rounded. They're in a lot of pain. They're walking around every single day with pain, and that pain starts creating limitations in your life, right? Holding you back from all the freedoms that you could be doing because you just stop doing certain things. So what we do at Reset You, like you were talking about, Justin, with the overhead squat test, with that squat test online, we can see every single muscular imbalance you have. Now, a muscular imbalance is these dominant muscles that pull really, really hard in one direction. Everyone has them, even me. As you get older, every year that goes by, these muscles get stronger and stronger and start to pull harder, and the weaker ones turn off more. So what that does is it creates friction in your joints and ligaments, and that friction gives you a pain response like a check engine light to tell you, hey, this is bad, stop doing it. And if you go to a chiropractor, the physical therapist, they'll put that joint back into alignment and get rid of the friction so there's no pain. But those dominant muscles will pull the joint right back out of alignment, so you're back in pain the next week. So what we do at Reset You is we diagnose, we get rid of the friction, so we mobilize the joint so it moves the way it's supposed to. And then we give you a resistance training program or strengthening program to activate those weaker muscles based on your biology, get them to activate and hold everything in place. So that way you can go do things like canoeing, hunting, hiking, biking to work, all the other stuff that you get to do without ever having to worry about pain or another flare up.
Nice. Yeah, I mean that pretty much sums it up. Yeah, a lot better than I could have said. For sure. No, and like, dude, like since working with you, you when you first started, you're like, oh, or we first started working together, it's been a few years now. You're like, dude, you're way imbalanced. I still get my hips still get out of alignment because I had scoliosis is why I had that surgery, and so, but it's slow. Like this week, you're like, dude, you're actually in balance. You're like, you're where you're supposed to be. You're just a little tight. I'm like, yes, finally. So yeah, and I mean, I'm sure I'm probably a little more of an extreme case with like the metal, a fused spine, but maybe not.
Mhm. Honestly, dude, there's a lot of people that just live with pain and they accept it. Like we were talking about your buddy, who's on your team that runs Facebook ads, and he just has a kinked neck and was doing everything he was trying to do, hiking, like rock climbing with his neck so out of alignment he can't even turn his head. People just start cutting off pieces of their life and accepting it as this is my life now. And it's the same thing with nutrition. Like at Reset You, we reset that part too. There's not a lot of people that eat correctly when they're in pain. When you're in physical pain, on a hormonal level, your body's pumping cortisol through your bloodstream and it messes with insulin and makes you want sugary foods and carbohydrates. On top of that, you also have years of damage to your hormones that control your metabolism. So as we get older, most people, even if you don't have pain, are going to increase their body weight. They're going to gain body fat. So what we do at Reset You is we reset those hormones that get trashed over years of damage of processed foods. And it also gets rid of the inflammation, helps you heal faster. So yeah, like if you're not confident in how your body looks, like let's just say you were 100% healthy, had no pain, you're still not going to go hiking with your shirt off and feel confident, or want to go leave the house and go hang out with people, or go to the beach, or whatever else you want to do, or vacation photos with your shirt off. It's going to limit your life. And all those things can be reset. It's just years of damage that compounds on itself and gets worse and worse and worse. And the same old plan that you used to do, that used to work, doesn't work anymore. So you have to do something new. And that's what we do at Reset You. We just reset you to when stuff used to work. It's easy.
Nice. And I mean, I can definitely vouch for that. I know other people that I actually am friends with, talk to all the time, online entrepreneurs. You've definitely helped them. And that's kind of like you as a specialty, right? It's like, online entrepreneurs, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, we came across that by chance. I used to work with a lot of professional athletes, and that's fun and everything. But those kinds of people, they need somebody in person to push them and spot them and make sure that they're all high performers. But they need somebody there in person. Entrepreneurs, they can get to their highest level performance without me there. So that's an easy fit for me. And they're also high performers. And honestly, I don't like to work with people that are victims or not high performers. It's not as fun when you give somebody something to do and say, hey, this plan I'm going to give you will change your life drastically. It's going to get rid of your pain. It's going to make you drop body fat on autopilot without doing a bunch of cardio or eating less. All you have to do is follow it. And then having to babysit them and make sure they do that plan, like, to me, that's enough reward right there. If you're a high performer, you hear those words like, hey, just do this foam rolling and stretching that I give you. Work out 4 times a week for a half hour, 6 if you're a go-getter, and eat what I ask you to eat, and your life will drastically change. You're going to perform at a higher level. You'll have a 6-pack if you want it. You'll be able to eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, and get away with it. And you won't ever have to worry about pain again. You just got to do what I ask. That's enough reward right there.
Right. And I totally forgot to mention that we're definitely not in the same state. We've worked out together at a couple events, and when you were in Colorado one time, like maybe like 4 times. It's totally all remote, which I thought, that's awesome. I do most of my foam rolling and reset calls right here in my office, and then I go to the gym at home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the coolest part, man, is I work with people in Italy. I work with people in like South Africa. I work with people all over the world. And it's so rewarding to help somebody, like that, change their life. Especially if somebody's been in pain and they've seen every single specialist, and then like, all right, I'm going to go online for this trainer in Reno, Nevada, and he's going to pick me apart and fix me. He's the one who's going to do it, and he's never going to meet me in person. It's fucking awesome, man. It's so rewarding in my position to change somebody's life. And when I do get to see him in person, like you and me, like at an event or when I'm in Colorado, it's awesome. I love it, dude. I love it. It's like it's an added benefit for me, man. It's like a kidney candy store.
Right. So I know you have like a training basically that'll walk people through some of these steps to, if they are in pain, anything like that, to kind of get them on the right path to starting, right?
Funny you mentioned that, Justin. I do have a training, and it will teach them how to reset their body. So in this training, we got it down to 25 minutes or less, I believe. I know it's not more than 25 minutes, so it won't take up all of your time. You literally have no excuse not to do it. We're literally going to show you exactly what's happened to your body and how to reset it, and the exact reset protocol we use with all of our clients to get rid of years of damage to your muscular imbalances that are causing your pain, and years of damage to your hormones that are literally causing you to not put energy in your body, but you're storing it in your fat cells. And so you just lack energy all the time, and you just keep gaining weight even though you're trying to lose it. We show you all of that in 20 minutes. It's pretty insane. And we have a free gift at the end. So there's a lot of reason why you should go check out this training.
Yeah, and we'll link to that below this, because I do think that, even if you're just curious, like, what are these things, you should definitely check it out. It's literally, this whole system has literally changed my life, as I mentioned in the beginning. Like, yeah, it probably would have been fine, but not like happy fine, not not in pain fine. Like, yeah, I would have pushed through it and just like you said, just been like, hey, this is the way that life is now. But having seen the other side, like, I remember when we first started working together, I had same thing, kind of just accepted, like, well, I have these rods in my back, like, that's just the way it is, and I'm just going to have to deal with this. And maybe when I'm older, I'll just have to be in a wheelchair or something. I don't know. Like, I'm just going to be in pain, and it's going to happen, and it's starting, and it's just going to get worse, And yeah, so thank you. It's been awesome. So,
of course, man. I'm
so
I
don't
grateful.
have to deal with that. So
it's super sad, honestly, to see people who have lost hope in that future you're talking about. Like, you are the future that a lot of people would want. But there's so many people that have chronic pain, whether it's in their neck or their back or their shoulder, that think that, if it's in their shoulder, they're never gonna be able to throw a ball for their kid. Or if it's in their lower back, I'm never gonna be able to lift my kid over my head or sit in a plane for hours. And they just start taking things out of their life. And it's so sad that, like, their goal, literally, when we talk to them and we onboard these people into our Reset You protocol, they're like, I just don't want to have pain. I'm like, no, but when the pain's gone, what do you want to do? I just don't want to have pain. They can't think past it. And like, well, if I didn't have pain, maybe I would go golf more. If I didn't have pain, maybe I'd go hiking. Or maybe if I didn't have pain, maybe I would do this. And they've lost so much hope that their body can function without pain, because they don't remember what it's like to be without pain anymore. They've woken up with pain. They've sat with pain. I had a gentleman who was literally doing his work on his laptop only on his stomach, laying down on the floor, because it's the only way he could avoid being in excruciating pain. And if you think that your business is going to excel when you're in that much chronic pain, you can't. You're producing cortisol, like the stress hormone, at such a high rate because of the pain. You're going to think in this scarcity mindset, and you're going to be stressed out all the time because of the pain. And there's no way that you can get out of it. There's no meditation you can get out of it. You have to get rid of the pain. So yeah, there's no way. Every entrepreneur I've ever worked with, they've always at least doubled their business that I've worked with them. And it's not because I'm some super good business coach, but if you are responsible for over 80% of your business, which most entrepreneurs are, and you improve, there's a good chance that your business does too, and your quality of life.
Right. So yeah, like, I would encourage everybody, definitely check the link below this. Check that training out, and at least start there. I mean, yeah, I just can't recommend it enough. So yeah, I mean, that's about all I got, man. Thanks for coming on today. Really appreciate it. And hopefully everybody enjoyed this. Like I said, it is a different kind of post, opened up a little bit, all that kind of stuff, which, don't ever really do on the blog. But I think it's extremely important. And honestly, this had such an impact on my life, my business, everything, that, I'd feel bad not sharing it. Right. So yeah, that's it for me. And definitely check out Glenn's free training. We'll link to that below this. And, feel free to reach out to me as well if you have any questions, anything like that. I can share some more of my experiences, whatever, and go from there.